Hi, welcome to Bond Bytes, the daily bond market highlights from INR Bond. I'm Arjun Patsati. And Ukraine has issued bonds to fund its defense against the Russian invasion. And this bond carries a coupon of 11% with a maturity of one year. Now, rate for India in any terms, it is very attractive given that rates are very low globally. But still, the main point is here that bonds are being used by countries and by many corporations to at points when at crisis times, and investors to look to bonds to park their assets for safety when markets are looking pretty volatile, uh, and their investments could see volatility, and bonds provide that kind of stability. So Ukraine is showing bonds. It's not the first time. Many countries have resorted to bonds. India too has done bonds at times of crisis. This was when the Middle East war was on. It issued bonds to protect Indian assets there. Then you had State Bank of India offering schemes to NRIs through bonds uh, in the early 2000s for when its currency was under threat, and had to shore up its foreign exchange reserves. Then at other points of time, you had the India issuing bonds like oil bonds and day bonds. For one's oil bonds was for subsidizing the oil subsidy for the oil subsidy, and the day bonds were for enabling state electricity boards to improve their finances as a few years back. And all these bonds have traditionally been pretty much performing as well. Most of these bonds have been repaid, but at the time of issuance, they've had some good interest rates, and savvy investors have been investing in these such bonds at these times of crisis. But obviously, there are other bonds as well, which enable investors to park their funds for a short period of time, like 1 or 2 or 3 years, and ride over market volatility. At the same time, earning some good rates. And Quick Invest app, INR Bonds, the app for iOS and Android, carries a good amount of bonds for you to look at and invest in such volatile times. So download the app now and go through the seamless investment process um, through the app. And in other market areas, you have the gsec yield rising again as crude oil prices climb, and other commodity prices also climbing on worries of supply chain disruptions. And the other, even the equity markets are volatile. Sensex and Nifty went down. The rupee also went down. No respite in all this. Hero Fincorp again, the AAA rated entity of the Hero Group issued 2-year bonds at 6.2%, pretty low coupon, but it just shows how the amount of demand such top rated issuers have in the market. And well, you could see more and more of companies coming to issue short bonds to satisfy investors' needs for protecting their portfolio. Thank you very much for listening in, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done so already. And do not forget to download our Quick Invest by INR Bonds app for investing in the best bonds for your portfolio. Thank you.